I already intrinsically knew what the answer was, and so do you. The secret to marketing success, to achieve your wildest business dreams, is within your reach, and it has been all along. But it's not what you think. It's not your skills or your knowledge. It's not your experience or your expertise. And it's not your personality or charisma. So what is it then? It was a dreary Sunday afternoon and I was off out for a walk. I go out for a walk every day, but this particular day I went on a different route. I was walking along the tree line that forms the boundary of a local farm. I was listening to some music with my headphones in and I was daydreaming and basically in a world of my own. And all of a sudden, I was stopped by a stranger. At first, I was startled. I'm quite easily startled, to be honest. The simple greeting ripped me from my daydream and brought me crashing back down to reality. He approached me and asked me if I was that bloke from social media. Before I could answer, he told me he'd been following me for a while and he'd learned a lot from my content. At this point, my content was mostly centered around time and energy management for entrepreneurs, specifically entrepreneurs that want to avoid or overcome burnout, as well as some other business-related content. He felt like he knew me in some way because of my content. He felt that he could talk to me despite the fact that we were strangers. He identified me as a human being he felt comfortable to share intimate details about his business and life, and that was all because of my content. He had questions for me, but there was one that really stood out, one that I don't think he realised was much deeper than it appeared on the surface. He said he wanted to ask me some questions and that he would send me a message on social media, but I told him to ask me now instead. I was in no rush and I appreciate people trusting me enough to ask. The question was, coaches and gurus always talk about consistency in marketing, but what does that even mean? I learned something that day, something quite profound. Something I didn't realise until that very moment. I learned I already intrinsically knew what the answer was, and so do you. We all have a line we feed ourselves to feel better about not being consistent. We all get that feeling in our gut when our consistency drops off. We all intrinsically know and understand what consistency really is. It's not sexy, it's not a growth hack, whatever that even means. And it's not a cheat code. It's a simple and undeniable truth of humanity and how we function. Consistency in your marketing is paramount if you want to achieve any measure of business success. Consistency is not equal or equivalent to regularity. It is not about routines. It is not about timing in any capacity. Consistency in your marketing is maintaining a consistent tone and voice across all of your content, maintaining the integrity of your message, doing what's right instead of just what you want to do. So why is that a hard pill to swallow? Prevention is much more difficult to sell than a cure. We all know that as marketers and business owners. And that's what consistency is. It's a prevention. It's not a cure. It is the process of taking small steps continually, and it's hard work. The commitment is a lifetime commitment. And lifetime commitments, or any commitment for that matter, is scary. It requires a belief in your message and your mission. We all know deep down that we need to be consistent. Consistent in the quality of our content. Consistent with our message. Consistent with our intentions. Consistent with our values. Consistent with our actions. We all know, but prevention is harder to sell than cure. Consistency is a big commitment, and that is scary. I've got a challenge for you. I want you to look beyond your schedule. Be consistent with your intentions towards your audience. They need to know which way is up, and you are their guide. Your intentions are largely responsible for your audience's expectations. Consistent intentions make you easier to trust because it removes ambiguity. Be consistent with the quality of your content. The quality level should always be improving, not fixed or set in stone. A minimum standard needs to be set and maintained. This is your business reputation at stake. Your personal integrity and honor is also at stake. Worry less about regularity for now and just focus on the quality and make sure every piece of content is always improving upon what's already there, improving upon what you've already done. The actual challenge in there is to find an existing piece of content, and I want you to figure out how you can make it better, how you can improve it. Because if you can do that, then there's growth, because you can already see an improvement. So I want you to go away and do that. Have a look at the last piece of content that you put out. How could that have been better? Consistency. It may not be sexy. No, that's not right. It is definitely not sexy. But the real work never is. Consistency has nothing to do with regularity, as we touched on in this video. From here, the next logical question might be, what is perfect marketing? This is a question that you can find the answer to if you go and click on the video right here.